Hello, good day. I'm Debesh. Today's podcast will be very interesting. I will chat with Tux, the penguin mascot of Linux, the logo for Linux. The topic is GNU Linux and open source software. Let us welcome our guest Tux. Hello, Tux. A massive welcome to the show. Hi, Debesh. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you so much for inviting me in the podcast. The first question is who you are and what you do. Will you please tell us? Haha, amusing question. I'm not a single person. I represent a community of computer users, software developers. Don't get it? Okay, let me explain. I am the mascot or logo of the Linux kernel. I am lovingly called Tux. Wherever you see Linux, you will see the presence of a penguin like me. Okay? Okay, that is a great answer. What is Linux? Will you please tell us? I have already mentioned that Linux is a kernel. Linux is the kernel of a Unix-like operating system or OS. I hope you know what is an OS. Linus Torvalds created Linux in 1991 when he was a student at the University of Helsinki. He still maintains the Linux kernel project. The current version of Linux is 6.1. I hope it helps. Okay, thank you. That is fine. I got it. So, what is GNU? Okay, GNU is a recursive acronym for GNU is not Unix. GNU is an open source software project under the Free Software Foundation created by Richard Stallman. The GNU project provides all the utility programs for building a Unix-like OS. The Linux is the kernel, which approximately is 5% of the OS, and GNU software is the remaining part. That is why an OS based on Linux is called GNU Linux OS. People often omit GNU and call it simply Linux. It is bad because the kernel can only run an OS with the GNU utility software. I think you understand. Okay, that is a great answer and very clear. So, what are the specialties of open source software? Can you please explain us? Okay, open source software is computer software released under a license, open source license. The copyright holder grants users the right to use, study, change, and distribute the software and its source code to anyone throughout the world and for any purpose. Open source software may be developed in a collaborative and public manner. Contributors can participate in online development from any part of the world, and the number of developers can be infinite. Isn't it interesting? Okay, thank you. So, what are the advantages of GNU Linux and open source software? And why people would discard proprietary software and prefer GNU Linux and open source software? Can you explain? Okay, the main advantage is that the source code is freely available for use, study, change and distribute to anybody who abides by the open source software license. The most prominent and popular license is the GNU General Public License or GPL, which allows free distribution under the condition that further developments and applications are put under the same license. thus also free. Stability and security are the core traits of Unix-like operating systems. Moreover, GNU Linux is no exception. Virus and malware problems are practically nil in GNU Linux environment. There is no requirement to spend money on antivirus. On the other hand, the proprietary software is not free and does not provide the source code for interested users for further development and modification for its improvement. Proprietary software is prone to virus and malware attacks. I think this is a very important point to note. Okay, that is understandable. Can you tell us a success story of GNU Linux anywhere or open source software? The entire World Wide Web is being served by GNU Linux and open source software. Over 65% of the web servers run on GNU Linux and open source Apache. Microsoft adopted Linux for its top revenue earning business called Azure Cloud. Top 100 Microsoft Azure Cloud clients use Linux. More than 60% of Azure Cloud clients prefer Linux to Windows. During ransomware attacks, Microsoft ran its Azure Cloud business solely on Linux. Since 2016, Microsoft has been a platinum member of the Linux Foundation. I think that says all, isn't it? Okay, that is a great point, and you explained where it is the importance of Linux. Do you mean to say there are no disadvantages of Linux, GNU Linux? Means it is all advantage, there is no disadvantage. Okay, many proprietary gaming software is not available for a GNU Linux OS. That is a sad thing for the game lovers. So gaming lovers may creep that many of their favorite gaming applications do not run on GNU Linux environment. Still, a project named Wine is not an emulator, exists. Wine is a free and open source compatibility layer that aims to allow application software and computer games developed for Microsoft Windows to run on Unix-like operating systems. Wine also provides a software library named WineLib, against which developers can compile Windows applications to help port them to Unix-like systems. I think you got it. Oh yes, I got it. My son also use Wine for playing games, and he's screaming that many of the things are very complex, but he could manage it, and I agree that it serves the purpose. Now I have another final point to ask you. What message you would like to offer the common computer users about adopting GNU Linux and open source software? Okay, the message is very simple. Computer users must try a GNU Linux OS and open source software, because GNU Linux is stable and secure. Furthermore, GNU Linux is freely available. As of today, a GNU Linux OS is more user friendly than the proprietary Microsoft Windows. Refrain from going by what the majority does, but do something better for now and the future. Do not hesitate to reinvent your computing life with a penguin, that is a GNU Linux. Okay, I think we have discussed a lot. I will take a leave. Please let me go. Thank you very much for inviting me in the podcast and giving me a chance to explain about GNU Linux and open source software. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much, Dax, for explaining the basics and the true story about GNU Linux and open source software. I'm personally using GNU Linux and open source software. I don't know how many of you on LinkedIn or elsewhere use or are thinking about using GNU Linux. I think it is a very good choice if you try to install GNU Linux on your computer, desktop or laptops. It will be good. And if you buy a new computer, you can try to buy a computer without an operating system, and the cost will come down. Actually, the proprietary operating system cost you need not to pay. Then after buying, you can install a GNU Linux and open source software in your computer. Okay, that is the end of today's podcast. Bye. Good day. We'll meet in the next podcast again soon. Thanks.